Hello fellow foodie fans and welcome to the channel. You might already own a Thermomix TM6 or maybe you're thinking of buying one. If so, hopefully you'll find my channel useful. Okay, it's midweek, the summer has deserted us and it's hammering down with rain, so it's time for some comfort food and time to bring out a curry. Now, to be honest, if it was the weekend and I was cooking a curry, I would go to a lot of effort and cook it traditionally on the hob. But it's midweek and I'll be using this little box of tricks and it can cook a very decent curry with a lot less effort. Today I'll be cooking that classic chicken tikka masala, a mild but very Moorish curry dish. I do promise that this is the first time I've cooked this dish, so do hang around until the end of the video where I'll be giving it Richie's taste test. This will be the third curry dish I've tried in the TM6 following the very good beef madras and the even better Sri Lankan beef curry. The Sri Lankan beef curry took top spot in my favourite top 10 Thermomix recipes. If you'd like to see that video, there's a link popping up on the screen for that right now. Right, foodies, let's waste no more time and take a look. Right, Thermi fans, let's get this curry on the road. Firstly, 10 grams of fresh root ginger. Now, as you might already know, that the Thermomix has its own built-in scales, just for ease of use, but for the purpose of this video, to make it flow a little bit better, I've already pre-weighed my ingredients. So there's the ginger, and I know that garlic is coming next, so I've also placed that in too. Next, 2 garlic cloves, they've already gone in. 1 teaspoon of fine sea salt. We'll just try a pinch. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid, so I guess we're just going to give this a quick chop. 5 seconds, speed selector 5. Next, transfer to a bowl and set aside. You can't beat the smell of freshly chopped ginger and garlic. You pretty much know that there's a curry on the go. Next, 50 grams of ghee. Now you can cook ghee in the Thermomix. It's pretty easy. I've not actually got any at the moment, so I'm just going to go in with some vegetable oil. Slightly better for you as well, I'd say. So I'm just going to maybe just wing this a little bit, dare I say. Next, we need 40 grams of onion halved. Try not to use red onion if you can help it. That's 63, that's absolutely fine. Next, insert measuring cup. I guess we're going to give this a quick chop too. 5 seconds, speed selector 5, which is the typical chop speed. Next, scrape down sides with spatula. Next, place simmering basket instead of measuring cup on the top. Next, turn speed selector there for 5 minutes. So we're going to saute this for 5 minutes at 120. Okay, on to the next phase. Add reserved chopped ginger and garlic. Off with the lid. And in we pop. Next, simmering basket again, and we're going to saute this for 1 minute 30 seconds, so I'll see you then. Okay, on to the spices. I've checked this recipe ahead, so I've pre-done all of my spices ahead. I put them in a little ramekin, so 1/4 teaspoon, that's nothing. I've gone a teaspoon of each, so a teaspoon of that, a teaspoon of ground cumin, a teaspoon of ground coriander, a teaspoon of garam masala. I've just kept the 2 teaspoons of paprika and 1 teaspoon of sugar. You'll get much more flavour. Just because something's a spice, it doesn't necessarily mean it's hot. So we'll go in with all that. Just going back to the ghee properly, there is a recipe for it on Cooking. It's really easy to do. You'll get a much richer tasting masala, but it will be slightly less healthy and a bit more effort. 1 tablespoon of tomato puree. And with curries, you can play around with your spices. Once you've cooked the curry once, you might think it's lacking a bit of this or that, but I think the recommended doses on this recipe are a little bit low. I just think you need a little bit more. Even though I've not cooked this curry before, my cook's instincts just telling me to add more. I might be wrong at the end. We'll find out with the taste test, won't we? Right, we're going to cook this for 2 minutes. See you soon. Okay, next, add 400 grams of tinned chopped tomatoes. When it comes to a curry, get the best quality that you can. Tomatoes, that is, chopped tomatoes. $125 grams of water. Near enough, 131. And half a chicken stock cube, enough for half a litre of stock. I'm going to use one of these stock pot things. Of course, you could use a chicken stock cube if you wanted. Next, place simmering basket instead of measuring cup. And we will cook this for 15 minutes at 100 degrees C. Okay, next, 50 grams of whipping cream. I've not got whipping cream, I've got double cream, which will be a good enough substitute, I feel. Hopefully it will give me a thick enough sauce. Next, 25 grams of ground almonds. I won't be bothering with them today. Insert measuring cup into mixing bowl lid. It's important that we get these bits right. So it's not the simmering basket, it's the measuring cup. Next, speed selector 9 for 30 seconds. So that's that blended. Next, scrape down lid and sides of mixing bowl with spatula. Smells pretty good. Add 500 grams of chicken tikka. Now let's just have a quick chat about this one. As you could just see, that this recipe just asks for 500 grams of cooked chicken tikka. So that is just chicken breast cooked in chicken tikka paste. Now there is an excellent chicken tikka paste recipe on Cookie Do, but as this is a midweek curry in a hurry, I'm going to be taking another shortcut. Now don't get me wrong, when it comes to shop bought curry sauces, I wouldn't touch one no matter what day of the week it is. But when it comes to curry paste, they're actually getting pretty good. Now this one is by Patak's. As long as you use a pretty good brand, you're going to get pretty good results. Here I've got 2 very large chicken breasts, which I'm going to cut into bite-sized pieces and throw into a bowl, followed by 2 of these little small packets of my chicken tikka spice paste. Give it a good old mix around, and you can marinate this for a few hours if you want, or you can cook it straight away. Here all I'm going to do is simply chuck mine into an air fryer and cook for about 12 to 13 minutes at 190 degrees C. For the last 2 or 3 minutes, up your temperature to 200 to get a little bit of colour. If you haven't got an air fryer, you can just put it in an oven on a baking tray and cook for about 20 to 25 minutes at 200 degrees C. Another midweek corner cut, yes I know, but trust me, if you use a very good quality spice paste, you'll get very decent results. That being said, let's continue with the video. So 500 grams of chicken tikka, as we said, and here is mine ready cooked. You've just got to be careful when you do this, so it doesn't splash everywhere. Give it a little bit of a mix around. Next, place simmering basket instead of a measuring cup on mixing bowl lid. So I guess what we're going to do now is just reheat it a little bit. There we go. Next, Cook for 10 minutes. Speed selector 0.5 in reverse. See you soon. Okay, we are finished. Next, serve with rice or naan bread. Okay, let's get it out into a bowl and take a look. I think it looks and smells great. Just going to finish this with a little bit of roughly chopped coriander. And now I'd say it's time for the taste test. Okay, I've taken my thumbnails and my B-roll, so it's time to give this curry the taste test. Firstly, the sauce looks a good colour and it certainly smells great. Good consistency, so I guess that oil that I put in instead of the ghee, the amount I put in, was a pretty good guess. So let's try the sauce. It's got that classic masala taste. It is still quite rich, even though I skipped out the ghee. A tiny little bit of heat there, which is typical, but not too much. So let's try a little bit of the chicken too. That is absolutely spot on for the amount of effort I've put in. And again, I've cut a few corners because it's a midweek curry in a hurry. But I can't fault it at all. Is it better than the Sri Lankan beef curry? Well, that is a lot more effort. It's pretty close. What I would say is cook both, and you can be the judge of that. If you do, I'd be very interested to know which is your favourite. So what are the scores on the doors? Very honestly, I'm going to give this a good solid 8 out of 10. Definitely give it a go. Thank you so much as always for watching the video and also for your wonderful continued support. If you haven't already, I really would appreciate it if you do those usual good YouTube things by clicking that like button and of course subscribing if you haven't already. I'll be back very soon with more TM6 and normal cooking content. So for now, I'll see you soon.